My never say ma PENDREAM TV. PENDREAM TV there. O see them yopo.
Clear analysis here. Ahonabong Baumia is a liar, and the media, they have not helped you people. Or see, MPP, NDC bar power, there was no Dumso. And Dumso was the money problem. And that Dumso na NDC solving, it was temporal. And then I say, a merry plant, you're temporal. I don't have to mabas and to power. And then I say, sir, energy no more and car power near that, I don't know. Did they crash them? One more turbines and one more plants and sustaining air gunners in energy today. But the most important part of Baumia's speech, the media, they have done a big disservice to Ghanaians and say he was emphatic. Or see, before the NDC took power from Kufuor, there was no Dumso. This is J.A. Kufuor, State of the Nation speech. And these are words of J.A. Kufuor. We are going to read it under energy and power. Yeah, Papa Kufuor anka say numa sem 2007. Now you read it. Now say yeah, Papa Kufuor tesono. Did he admit that there was Dumso? Did he admit say come kofa power about 200 megawatts every Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire abeboa Ghana? This is what we need to do. Now say Baumia anka say onamo oyenipa anawe bonsam. He was sitting on TV. He was telling Ghana for in 2015. So before NDC came to power, there was no Dumso. Now mumientie J.A. Kufuor, ya Papa Kufuor numa sem ewo parliament. Joy News, they have the footage. TV3, they have the footage. Metro TV, they have the footage. GBC, they have the footage. Why are they refusing to release J.A. Kufuor's 2007 State of the Nation? Why is Joy News refusing to release J.A. Kufuor's State of the Nation's address when he was speaking under energy and power? Why? If we are lying, why are they not bringing it out? Now let's read Papa Kufuor's statement, because Mahmoud Baumia in 2015 or see NDC ba power no na Dumso bi eni ho yentie Kufuor enu asem ye be kinkan ne akire kirem ye be ya insurance no but san kwase asem na ekoso Ghana no we need to kill it. J. Kufuor, Mr. Speaker, and this is Kufuor's statement. I shall start my message with a report on the current crisis. Kufuor numasem State of the Nation American no. Or say, Mr. Speaker, I shall start my message with a report on the current crisis in the supply of energy in the country. Or say, Mr. Speaker, answer the measure masemase me pese moti ase se Ghana da yetim no ye wo eye inyemunkane awonsam asem kese oyene daye so ena edi oman so onyene edaye so. Or say we are in an energy crisis. Wasiafo ye kirekire mu ana ye moya mo say ena NDC ye kirem bibia no kore ne hye ye Papa Kufuor ye nka no kore nkire Ghana fo. Kufuor numasem, I believe this will go a long way in reducing the anxiety and the fears of the business community and the public in general. Or see, or you sure say asema obeken eye omo ye ankura omo wonwuma a sebio omo wonwuma nkese ne ade no eye hawe da omo so no sebio ebi omo akoma beto omo yem. Or see, answer na mekasa no oyenne kese bi a efa yanyina mu nkane a honsem no eda kuro we so aye asem kese nanso mekoso no mepese asema mi beken me ye sure say eye dwadifo any businessmen ne omo ankrankro mo mu dwun Ghana no menkan wie no na omo akoma atom yem na crisis no oti ase sen energy crisis no na ase kire sen. The second paragraph. The problem of inadequate energy supply has crept up on the nation since the construction of the Akosombo Dam. Or see, the problem of inadequate energy supply has crept up on the nation since the construction of Akosombo Dam. Or see, in Kania Hunsam, any eye in Kania engina so any eye Yirimunkania and as energy a bogana home or see. Won ensam any ɛho onyende any ɛho nsɛm kɛse a ɛbɔ ɛman wei so a yɛho kyerɛ ho no ne nyinaa start yɛ mmerɛ a yɛsi akosommo dam Kufuor no number no onim say Ghana's energy crisis the day we built akosombo Ghana population started to increase no and na starting ya energy crisis John ejekum Kufuor no asem Mahama na Dumso ba ye nkwasiafo Kufuor can on his speech me say there you see eye akosombo a ye bia akosombo a Ghana for start today akosombo ye adwuma ye twetwe nkania no and na Ghana energy problems start ye ya papa Kufuor nka no kore oti future mu na ye nka nasem go on let me bia mu nkyerɛ with it the whole nation was lured into believing that the dam will be an exhaustible source of power. The first sign that this belief was naive appeared toward the mid-1980s. See, yaya akosombo wie no Ghana fo nyina benya adwene bi se yaya akosombo wie de eye enyiremukania de yenya ho asem da na eye Ghana enyiremukania anase energy ho nsensem no 1980 or see in the middle, it's or see the source of power. This first sign that this belief was naive appeared in 1980, the mid 1980s. Or see, Sajidi na ne Ghana for team. No imagine you say, Kwame Nkrumah ya akosombo no ye nyanyire mukania ho nsensem ye ho nkyere no around 1980, mid 1980, and Sajidi ne te koye. Ho na ye start hu say Dumso. Eye akosombo no entumi nkuta Ghana nyina mu. Mo Jimmy Mududu no MPP for munko school. Tumoma ba omiane san kwasiafo we daadamu. Now according to say, when the nation suffered the first load shedding from akosombo into the first Dumso, ya the timetable by no 1980. Ofu na wen. And I'm Ghana, Mahama de Dumso aba, and the Kufuor na ne twachenchin na we nyini chen Ghana nyina no or da hote Ghana se Mahama de Dumso ba o se eyankwase akeka we ye Kufuor nu masem enti se MPP ni gina platform so no be bia na look say Mahama de Dumso ba o so yekwase a ya papa Kufuor se 1980 mid 1980 and a first load shedding ye ka say we better kanim we na kanim we meda kanim we na kanim and start ye 1980 na mo ajimi Yankoyenim Kufuor no masem 2007 State of the Nation and I make kan kire wo no ya pese kwase bi magina TV so nka se na Mahama na Dumso ba ye be bogutiri mutuo ofui All right, thank you, sir. Alas, the muntie Kufuor no masem brofo na menkyekire mu otwi so amefo when MPP for adzanfo adada mo munye mpuntio ba kompo ma santeman mensia muntie me kyekire mensia mo so muntie na mo so mo ka ho bi mon ka no kura nkyira santefo entinende mpuntio abo santeman mentia mo so muntie otumfo de wa ben cheme wa ko school cheme watu kwan cheme me ka mensia me ka sante mun bia maso na muntie no kure na mama dada mo ho ache. Alas, the economy was in no shape to support any serious solutions to the problem. Or see, time Dumso started to 1980 no, na Ghana economy no, na eni ahoden a ebetumi solve sa problem no. Into Dumso no, load shedding calendar no 1980 mid 1980 around June NS yede calendar ba bontene. Kwame plus be frame me show. Now it goes on to say this. There was a recurrence after the mid 1990s. Or see, Dumso 1980 na ba no, et conform kakra na 1990 and a starting home. After 1990 ne sa hu se kanene ko na aba, kanene ko na aba. Kufuor no asem no. Kufuor na eka history kire mo. Of course no see, it was then that resort was made to thermal plants like Abuadze. Fueled by crude oil, these plants have proved extremely costly to to run. It was around 1990 no and Emma Ghana put together a plant a friend Abuadzi. Na sa Abuadzi no na ye the oil and run it is a generator. Na a born a ding. Na akoso mo ho. Akoso mo 1980 na load shed the first Dumso buy. Kufuor 1990 and a Dumso sa unity. In 1990 hono and a omokoya day ye see Abuadzi no near the oil and the power as a generator. Na Ghana so your economy ni sa sikana de bia ye hwe fango egu Abuadzi na ema ye electricity. Mombre mwasi na muntie no kure na ye jimi wo Ghana dodo. Now, on assumption of office in 2001, Kufuor say time ye di ban ye ni hwe nsem obedi president 2001 no. Mamen ko back kakre bi. 1992 a JJ Rawlings ebedi Ghana so no. Kai J.A. Kufuor say eye akosombo no 1980 ho baby ne start here first load shedding. That time na Ghana no emu bie. That time no 79, 80, 81 JJ Rawlings, Hillary Man. That time no na Ghana mu bie na amanfo start here business. Na the economy no stretch into na akosombo no na struggle. Na akosombo no because JJ Rawlings by 1992 no what he did was he started the rural electrification project. In the JJ Rawlings by no that was when na odi light echo in Kurase. Kuko Nkurase 1992. Inti afei na pressure saba beda akosombo no so. Na Abuadzi ne akosombo no they were struggling because na afei ye nya more artisans in Ghana. Amanfo bie more cold store, amanfo ye welders, amanfo ye tailoring, amanfo ye ejuma ye de kanea ye. So the economy was expanding, our population was growing. So there was pressure on them Abuadzi and akosombo. So when Kufuor came in 2001, mo had you see ye. Mo pesa mu nyini a e wo se mu tie nyansa beti MPP ni Jimmy fo bi ti radio so any of these flag bearers saying say Dumso and mo kan so ne maame we Jimmy odun say ye Jimmy anytime bet se ba omie bie na no MPP ni bi gina TV so bie na no say Mahama na Dumso kan so we Jimmy for I will not argue you. Kufuor is the biggest scam in Ghana's history, I'm telling you. Now let's move forward. On assumption of office in 2001, government decided to find long-term solutions to this problem. Accordingly, it initiated action to raise $40 million, being Ghana's equity for commencement in 2003 of the construction of the West African gas pipeline project. I say, obetina ban mu no, elomu se asam ni asam kese, Dumso no wo ho, indwuma egu, nyoma ye din. Enti aban ye na adwene se, ono ankasa be raise $40 million bi a, onde any indwuma bi so be di omo tuma be sie ni na omo de be solve energy problem. Ti Kufuor ba no na Dumso ginem. Sanka Dumso njine mu a anka ni energy problem a anka Kufuor ko raise $40 million dia ye den or the besho maame apampa so or the baba e chinka fa mamwedi or the baba see NPP headquarters or raise $40 million to do what? Fight Dumso. Kwasi Abiti radio said Dumso wasn't a money problem, na ye problem. So if Dumso wasn't a money problem, why was J.A. Kuffour in 2001 raising $40 million to fight Dumso? Intimba umia jina baby say Dumso wasn't a money problem. Eye Otabu jina now sorry them said Dumso wasn't a money problem. These are all politicians. You need to treat them like politicians. Men say Otabu more politics no mo ye. They take advantage of you idiot because mo Jimmy do no nim nyansa omo dada mo. So Kufuor raising $40 million or $40 million not a kopemba. So what be Ghana in Kenya if you said that time no 1980 and a first load shedding buy first load shedding what you say 1980 and a Dumso ye chain Kenya we better hande we better sumu we better light 2 days what was a Mahama oh bodam. Abuadzi plant wasn't built by Kufuor. Let me correct it. Abuadzi plant is one a JJ Rawlings ni CEO. Kufuor hasn't built that time. Kufuor see plant back kumpo. JJ Rawlings onim nyansenti in the 1990s near the power man no or starting rural electrification no see Abuadzi plant onya kwasia. On you say Ghana will be expanding. There will be a lot of people using electricity. So he built Abuadzi plant and an Kufuor Kano. Abuadzi plant came to support Akosombo. Ono ne ba I don't know say Dumso ne da ho girim into a yidi 40 million yen kwa enim bi chirem Kufuor no masam na me kan kirem no. Now, also 40 million being Ghana's equity for commencement in 2003 of the construction of the West African gas pipeline. It was also 40 million say yemfa nkoye de Ghana gas pipeline or say anything na Ghana for $40 million. Say ne be ya West African gas pipeline anka Ghana be start di yesu sika kwhyem ne aye. Yenkoye ni muntie Kufuor. This had been on the drawing board for many years. Or see, sa idea na almost saying $40 million eba West African gas pipeline no na it was on the drawing board. Yeah, Papa Kufuor asemo obi no. Ya ka say o drawing board so na wo mutirim. But so physical. Hey, rather ya go. MPP fo kwasi afo we na budidi omochi. Or say, Kuffour so me 40 million no, na a idea wo butim say omo ba be West African gas pipeline. Yan hwese Kuffour ye ya. Now the project which will produce large volumes of relatively cheaper and sustainable source of energy was expected to be operational by December last year. Or say so $40 million omu year say anka omu de construct the West African gas pipeline no na anka was say sa project no ready in 2002 because asma no okay na 2003 no asma no okay na 2007 into say sika we kura no na anka was say anka omu to be West African gas pipeline no in 2002. Now, uko enima say, unfortunately, J.A. Kufuor no asem no, or say 2006. Or say unfortunately, it's all West African gas pipeline na Kufuor kasa statement with na 2007. It's na Kufuor catch the parliament to say na nka was senka West African gas pipeline no $40 million no. It was supposed to be done the year before, the previous year, which was 2006. And so this speech was in 2007, meaning $40 million na nka so be West African gas pipeline no enyamba so. Kufuor nu masem no. Kufuor et Dumso hu. Ye twen ye papa Kufuor ema sebio wehunyansa asolve Dumso. JJ Rollins ba ye den osi aboade e support akosomo. Ye papa Kufuor ba $40 million West African gas pipeline or kind idea we 2007 or sinan ka ose pipeline no 2006 eye adwuma 2007 ogina no pipeline bi amba ye $40 million no here ye hu ye yenko enim uko enim I say I'm trying to find where I left off. Unfortunately, there has been some constructional delay and is now programmed to be operational in August this year. Yeah, Papa Kufuor say 2006 no man to man yet $40 million $40 million no operational hazard this year one chire BBC and J.A. Kuffour or say 2006 no West African gas pipeline o went to man yet but or you sure say afia do manim year 2008 ne de West African gas pipeline no o mo be ye satan ne mfa aso embo form $40 million ye nim be afa J.A. Kuffour emfa aso embo form kasa ha ene start West African gas pipeline Dumso ejinem yeah, load shedding. Mama yenko enim. Mr. Speaker, in anticipation of this flow of gas, the establishment of a gas turbine thermal plant is being undertaken by public and private interest. Or say, Mr. Speaker, in anticipation, brofo no I can wohono. Sa brofo ehu a ko echi kakra. Or say Obika say they are anticipating na just almost susu say oh susu onye emphatically Ojina's parliament or say Mr. Speaker yes susu say to me your pipeline way West African gas pipeline we are nipa eye ankrankra omo private sector for so e the support beba that time no osusu ondwene humpo hu bebi obe ende oni end game. He is now anticipating. Mo papa Kufuor monko busa no ote buri ote pepo do so jemframa we wi musika sem confirm osere amenka Kufuor asem as Kufuor himself as a man. I respect him, but as a president of the republic, one of the worst in our history. Now young
PENDREAM TV
in the interim because in the interim Kufuor no asana make kan bro in the interim or see enimenim heya no and I say penso ayedri in the interim enimenim heya no or say government has taken shots to medium-term measures to put an end to the embarrassing and expensive load shedding of electricity to which society and industry have been subjected to over the past 6 months. J.A. Kuffour mas osi enimenim ha no ono na ban omotu anamon bia eye dumso ekoso a ema Ghana fo ko atiti mu no eye beye infie bosume sie ya etwam ya emu aya den no osi na ban enimenim abi no omo de eye adwini bi aba obo betu anamon bi abuofunu begina ka chem say Don Mahama and this na di dumso ba o bodam o ka say dumso wasn't a money problem. Afe mo ti asieba si etna na ka say MPP for ya kromfo Kufuor and the worst president in our history. Obi say papa Kufuor de gentle giant yen kana asem oni ideas bia obedi president said odi ahimfie chiame oko Kumasi 100,000 times when tuma airport to Kumasi obe catch them say me muade. Now Kufuor say omo plans yentie the plans no. In the interim, government has taken short and medium-term measure to put an end to the embarrassing and expensive load shedding of the electricity to which society and industry have been subjected to over the past 6 months. These measures include, or say, sa enmenimiya entutu amatoto no enye muntie so am for me chirechirim includes supply from the West African power pool arrangement whereby within the next fortnight Ghana will benefit from supplies from Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire to the tune of 200 megawatts. Or see a free BB a year day the West Africa power pool arrangement. What you say? Or say Mr. Begina Parliament, Mr. Speaker, Kwasiaki Kama Chirim Sambreno. No more free West African Power Pool project. Ni nyina say oba West Africa ha Ghana, Togo, Benin, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, Burkina Faso. Ye nyina ya idea bi say ye wo enyinamukania obinya enyinamukania problems a na ye nyina yakọ adwene baakum na ya bet ma nipa no kanea kakra na they are solving the problem. That is not a permanent solution. That is a solution that is interim. They solve problem in ne ade chia ye hobetuma kire. Enti Kufuor no we nya idea mpose obe fight Dumso permanently. He was talking about what we call West Africans lalasulelai yenko kanche Nigeria yenko Cote d'Ivoire ho na mama ye energy kakra na yenfan solve a problem that has been there before right after Akosobo was constructed. Mabubodam. Kufuor, you knew this problem has been there. Onyonku JJ Rollins by Obesi Abuati plant. Why are you now saying say oh Ivory Coast, Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, Togo, and Nigeria, Akwaji power, calling it West African power pool? What is your permanent solution? No, Onisa Adjeneno. His mind, he could not take that megawatt. Adjenena ya de djene solve Dumso na Kufuor nibi. Politics is cheap in Ghana. If we get na radio so I was muntie me na me boamo enkwasiafo bebregu radio so me journalist in Ghana. Tribal bigots kwasiafo mon ka nokre ne solve problem no mo de ye ya kanfo na yende ye de abegina ha. Ni nyina de akoba nyina ya asantefo ye ne yakoso problem we. Okoti obi ose frede kwa poki. Your friend nana minia bema nana yabre. When they don't know anything. They know the truth. They are liars. They are thieves. They are criminals. Paul Aduma Chimoni Kwame Sefa Kaimono. Kweku Bako, his aim of being a journalist was because he didn't like JJ Rollins. And no one only anything in his head. Now, Uko Enima, this is what Kufuor said. Or say, according to say, the Volta River Authority is poised to establish a 300 megawatt plant in Tema. Or see the Volta River Authority for also. Omo already say, Omo ba make sure so Omo ba build 300 megawatts plant ewa Tema. Satana Dumso wana Dumso do na Dumso jinem. Uko enima or say. The same company is building another emergency plant to supply 126 megawatts of power by August this year. Into also the same Volta River Authority almost as a plant to do what? Do something wanka Kufuor a kind of parliament to say Sanko for we na here plant to make sure say Dumso is with now oko asewa or say the Osagefo power barge which has been standing idle will be empowered to produce 120 megawatts in the course of the year. Now your plant your friend Osagefo. Now Ansena Kufuor to work as a Kwame Nkrumah made a mistake by rushing Ghana into the end. Kufuor we knew was a one kind of correct. Me say, ya ready when you yenti se Kufuor kofa power bi aba wo. Rade ya go for. Ya ready NPP ya papa Kufuor. Ya hu so kofa power ba kwa Mr. S. Send me the power badges John Mahama brought to add to Ghana's power. And then kwasia for more power. Motivate radio say I come for into yengu Mahama ni ma se mwa. When you go down there, this is what it says. Kwame, I hear. When I finish, I'll call you. The private sector Ghanaian Chinese joint venture company is in the offing to produce in 2 phases up to 600 megawatts of power by the end of next year. Or say there's something called a private sector Ghanaian Chinese joints. Government has also contracted 3 American companies to produce up to 110 megawatts by the end of April this year. Kufuor was saying all these things because of what? Because there was Dumso. J.A. Kuffour in parliament, and all these things he talked about, he could not even deliver one. Before he left power, and Kufuor left power and left this baggage and dumped it on Atamils. Atamils came to power. He started working. Mahama was his vice. Mahama was learning. Atamils came to power. So Kufuor time and Ojai side na tuono. Not Dumso on the peak already. It was just left with the light a bit blinky. It's about to explode. So Kufuor jarred Dumso at its peak and left it on Mahama and Atamils. It was just left with the lights to blink for people to see danger, danger, danger. And what did John Mahama do? John Mahama told Ghanaians, I will solve Dumso. I will stop Ghana's energy problems. I will cut this energy crisis that has been hanging on the neck of Ghana for. John Mahama and Kasa Sakini, energy minister, can say, you gave some timelines, the timelines you could not deliver. John Mahama Sakino. Because John Mahama onya kwasiao. John Mahama is not a liar. John Mahama is not a made-up politician. John Mahama is an in and out Ghanaian politician. He knows Ghana's problems and he needs to solve Ghana's problems. I tell you, kwasia undwene Ghana ho. And I'll bet na stage so ejina platform so I can say John Mahama ni Dumso by chile we Jimmy. J.A. Kufuor has no legacy. What is Nana? Where is Nana Kufuor's legacy? Show me where it is. It is John Dramani Mahama came 2015. That is where Thank you, producer. John Mahama came. That is where we saw Dumso Eduni peak. John Mahama was president for 4 years, 3 months. Remember, after 2012 elections, Nana Danko Kufuor, the Bosum way, any Baumia clan way, they kept Mahama in the court for like 9 months. 9 months. Mahama to meet in office one day, 24 hours in Yejuma, every day not to court, every day not to court. Near Tiasantimemu, near Bosse, near Refi said Ghana economy now has come to a standstill. Investors could not do business with Ghana because they didn't know what was happening. The president could not pick a phone and call an investor and say, come and invest here. He cannot do it because there are some fools in parliament saying green book and saying pink sheet, pink sheet. There are some clowns sitting in the Supreme Court saying pink sheet, pink sheet. And Ghana's development derailed for almost 9 months. Adentia, kwasi ebi say me de na me pa president it was the president. Na mama busumwe take country hostage. And the same time, right after a year court, John Mahama had to go in straight to work. Then also John Mahama here in 3 years, 4 months. This is what John Mahama can show you. 3 years, 4 months. You have the green book. After Mahama left court, Mahama said the NDC, we need to work for the people. 3 years, this is what Mahama gave you. 3 years. Say MPP can save Ghana. In 3 years, 4 months, this is what John Dramani Mahama gave Ghana. And this is his legacy. This is the Holy Grail. When you take Kwame Nkrumah out, this is the Holy Grail of Ghana. In 3 years, no president can do this. No president can do this in our history. He could not even finish because in Kwasiafobiti radio so no buchantro. And you want me to come and sit here? Na menka say me yakani banti. En Kwasiasamo koswa. Men so so adentia me yakani. Ma Kevin Taylor and Kasentia. Where is it, Mr. S? Which one are you talking about? Send me that video. We need to get serious as a nation. And then you're in a topical. But we had to do this. I have to do this. Because you're someone cost me too much. You get seasoned politicians, so-called seasoned politicians, stand on TV and say, Mahama did Dumso by. Now, in Kwasiasem, journalists sit in Ghana and they don't question them. Abra Mahmudu Bawumia himself said on national television that John Dramani Mahama solved Dumso.
And we need to and the right inputs. Yeah.
All right, couple of minutes on Dumso, and I have just one question here.
Yeah.
Yes, the president says that they have done the fastest mobilization of emergency power in the history of Ghana.
Really?
4 years.
That's what he
fastest in 4 years. It took 4 years to mobilize.
Yes,
and that is supposed to be fast.
However,
that is really scary.
Well,
I mean, if that is the essence of fast. Okay.
The question is still I'm just wondering, whatever you may say about how he described what they've done, the fact is that we now have a better power situation than before. And members of your own party have admitted that yes, they've done something.
And how long is that sustainable?
Well, they've solved the problem. They said they would by the end of the year.
Emergency power. They don't understand the problem.
We've always said, and this thing, when this government came in, there was no Dumso. They inherited an economy without Dumso.
But we've had it periodically throughout the years.
But they inherited an economy without Dumso. Dumso really started in earnest 4 years ago. So
how can a journalist sit there for Bawumia to lie that the MPP NDC did not inherit Dumso? Kojo Yankson, you sat there and you people wear glasses. Most of them come on to so. No more you montori aton chain. Yeni ete brofo yeti Joy News. You don't do your checks. You don't do your fact checking. And this clown comes to sit in front of you and say there was no Dumso. Abra, a sitting government, a sitting president came to parliament in the state of the nation. Ekache Ghana for said Dumso is a crisis from 1980. You don't question this liar. All because you people wanted MPP to come to power. You people wanted to help liars to come and lead Ghana. Baomia Biena no 2015 ka say NDC ba power na no Dumso. J.A. Kufuor numa sem or admitted say Dumso even started 1980, mid 1980. Adan ye Jimmy sa. Yatsna Ghana mani pakuo kakrebi. They lie to us. They take everything away from us. And the bra ye bring na Mahama tna so from 2015 besin dan kamunim de esi wo Ghana. Infrastructure unka double. Sa roads now unka double. Hospitals unka double. Kanim nipa omanya adwuma wo Ghana. Go around Africa so be a hospital like UGMC or Africa ha. Go and check and come. Yaman kwasiafo we abedi so ewifo we. They have no idea about governance. All that they do is they use the stupid media, some of them. And all that they do is to lie because we belong to a certain tribe. Now you're Ghana in Wako school. Now say, media menye makenkaya. Why don't you sit back and do this analysis? Why not say Mahama de Dumso ba Ghana? Nipa ben abua ben on the country. Baumia is a fraudster, he's a liar, he's a scammer. He's a pathological liar. Ya wo no na atro eda ne ba mem. Ne boss na eda ne boss na atro ba akudem. He was born to be a liar. Baomia in 2007 when Kufuor was reading State of the Nation, he was sitting in parliament. So how can he come and sit in front of somebody in 2015 and say there was no Dumso? In 2007, when Kuffour was reading this speech, Baomia was in parliament. He was the deputy governor of Bank of Ghana. $40 million na Kuffour can was near Kofano way, and your Bank of Ghana uses Ghana. West African gas pipeline near way, and your John Mahama the West African pipeline. When Jimmy ana Mahama the president 3 years, 4 months, 3 years, 4 months. He gave you this. Mope dia mobo bodam na mugu Ghana ho. When Jimmy. This is 3 years, 4 months. Go around Africa. Go around the whole world. Nekobu as a president, ben at 3 years, 4 months. Ayewe. Mwe Jimmy. Yani be before no. We are stupid. Some of us. Ye Jimmy tini ye him. Yani ye tukwanyo. Ye hunyama. Ye hun the governance ye nim the presidents ye nim the infrastructure ye nim what development is. Ye cultural development is not in Ghana card. Actually, what Jimmy and Obibeka say, Obe choose interchange over the Obe choose Ghana card over interchange. Now to swam that also your MPP ni what Jimmy.
Whenever I say PENDREAM TV, PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.